Welcome to the ultimate backstage pass, the pulsating heart of the high school sports universe. Get ready to rock with the gang from the Corner to Corner podcast as they take their sports obsessions to new heights. Meet the dream team, Sean Kuiper, Adam Muncy, Wes Crouch, and Daron Stevens, as they unpack the secrets, emotions, and triumphs that light up our local sports heroes. Whether you're gearing up for a game or unleashing cheers from the stands, get ready for an exclusive scoop that'll knock your socks off. It's showtime!
And gentlemen, as you heard, we're trying to figure out who's going to do the intro, and for 346 episodes we still don't know who's doing the intro. But you are at the From Corner to Corner Coaches Corner show, where tonight we had to make some room. We had to put this studio here on Main Street, we had to put some water around it because we had some pirates come up. Pond Creek Nation is here, and Coach Brent Perry, along with Brody Little and Carter Jude, have made their way by water here to Mount Sterling.
Nice.
Now, Sean, we've mentioned the coaches, but now we got to talk sponsors, because sponsors is what we like to make this show keep going. As we are live for the first time on Facebook, X, YouTube. Are we on TikTok?
No.
TikTok's next. But Community Trust Bank. Right. Community Trust Bank is one of our sponsors. As soon as we came up with this Coach's Corner idea, we went to them. Day one, they jumped right on board and was like, that's a cool idea. What do you need? Bam, we're here. Innovative Designs. Any shirt you see, like this beautiful red that Sean's wearing, some would say Belfry red, is from Innovative Designs. CRC Roofing and Renovations. We've had a lot of storms. Go hit them up. Kentucky Realty Group. Need a house? They'll hook you up. Jacob's Auto Body. These two have took many vehicles there. Simply Secure.
Goes about once a month.
Brent Wehunt, Kentucky Farm Bureau in Frenchburg, Jacobs Vision Center, and Kaufman's Funeral Home and Mortuary. That's our sponsors. Thank you all. Now let's get to the meat. Coach Brent Perry, thanks for being with us tonight.
Thank you all for having me back. I really enjoyed, being with you guys the first time, and if I ever get the opportunity to come back and hang out with you guys, I always take advantage of that.
I was just thinking the guys had to be like, how far are we going?
It was a little distance, but I talked to them and. I told them that, I really respect you guys and I enjoy what you all do. And, if a 2-hour drive is, nothing for us. So anytime we get the opportunity to come back, we're always going to do that.
So this question is more for the boys and you, Coach D. Stop at Double Quick, get y'all some pizza rolls.
We actually stopped at Double Quick before. So we went after practice this morning and went down to Double Quick, got a few snacks, a few drinks, and got to his house, and then we headed our way here.
Nice.
So they got to hit the Mexican up afterwards.
Oh, trust me, I already told them. I let them know.
So which Mexican are
you?
You?
Los Rodeos.
There you go.
Yeah.
I forgot you were a Los Rodeos guy.
Yeah, that's my spot. Anytime I'm in town, that's where I'm going. Anytime I'm in town.
Look, they know us by name when we walk in on Sunday. They have our table already there. We walk in the door, they're pulling the chair out.
So that's a Sunday routine?
100%.
Oh, yeah?
They don't lay out menus. They don't ask what everybody's drinking.
Oh, yeah, that's the best.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Up until, what, Sean, a month ago, 3 weeks ago, my wife, his wife, and 2 daughters went there on Thursdays, too. So, they know what everybody eats and what everybody drinks.
For sure.
It's crazy.
So, Coach, let's talk about that first season. How'd it go? Let's talk about some highs, some lows.
Of course.
What you learned from it?
Yeah, we had both. We had both highs and lows. I feel like if we did anything, we didn't win as many games as we wanted to, but we laid the foundation of what we want Belfry basketball to be going forward. And some of our losses, like going back and watching the film, which I've had a lot of time to do, we were right there, we were close, and that always don't come in your favor because it is wins and losses, and you do win and lose for the game, but. We laid the foundation of, what we want to become, and our culture, establishing that culture was a huge part in last season. And like you said, we had highs and lows. It was a tough year. Everything that, occurred, throughout our year, going back to the flood, right before postseason, like a lot of people don't know, like we missed almost 2.5 weeks of practice.
Right.
Like we couldn't practice. Like there wasn't a gym we could get into, and a lot of lives were affected during that time. So it was a very, very tough time, not only for our team, but for our community.
Right.
And the state of Kentucky in general and all of Pike County. So it was a very tough year. But like I preach, like adversity is not always a bad thing. So going through that little bit of adversity that we did this season, like it just made us stronger. Especially these two. I'm fortunate enough to get to coach them 3 years. So it was big for our core, and I'm excited to get going into this year. But like definitely reflecting on last year, like we took a lot from it, and we established our culture, and we're going to continue to build that culture. But as far as like the season, like I feel like we laid the foundation, kind of what we want to become going forward.
So you talk about that, and I mean that's something that at any level, like even I do a little first grade travel team. Even yesterday after our last tournament, I told them, I was like, guys, we've poured the footer. Mm-hmm. Before you can build a house, you got to have a footer.
Right.
So we've poured the footer. Now next year we'll start building the walls. Yeah,
for sure.
And you mentioned it, Coach Mays, when he was here year one, it was #when we win. Yep. Yours is in due time.
In due time.
So what's that mean?
In due time for us, it was kind of like very similar to when we win. It was just in due time, like whether it was a little thing as of winning a certain number of games that we want to get to, or winning the district title, or competing for a region title. Like in due time, that could happen for us. But like the first, like to get there, like you got to put in the work. You got to establish good habits. You got to play as a team. You gotta ask yourself what you do to impact winning as a player. So we preach that every day. Is like, what do you bring to the table that impacts winning? Is something we preach. So in due time was just the kind of thing we say, and in due time, like we want good things to happen. So that's kind of what we preach.
Brody, I see you nodding your head a lot, so I'll go with you first. So what does it mean from the player perspective when you see a coach come in and want to bring his culture? How's that adapt?
I loved it personally. See, Belfry basketball, beforehand really didn't have a lot of shine.
Right.
The 90s was really the last time, the J.J. Hilton era, like everybody calls it.
Something about Coach Haywood just dominating the football field.
Legacy.
Right.
Nobody's ever going to fill his shoes. And obviously, R.I.P. to Coach Haywood. He was a great, person to our community and all that. But we wanted to come in and lay a foundation of hard work, because that's where it all starts. You work hard in practice. You work hard. Work hard in the weight room. Work hard in the classroom. Work hard on your homework and not do whatever. Just make yourself better a little bit every day, really. That's what we wanted to work towards. And I think this year we have what it takes. Now we got all the pieces to put it together and really work towards that main goal.
Might be the first kid ever we've heard the words homework and school.
If any of his teachers are watching, I'm sure they'll appreciate that.
Absolutely.
So he's got some extra credit already for next year's classes. Carter, what about you?
I'll just say when he comes in and he brings all the energy, it gets everybody motivated to want to win and do the little things. And if we keep putting in the work, we're going to get to where we want to be. And last year wasn't that place, but hopefully this year we get to where we want to be.
So, most of our watch area is not familiar with 15th region basketball. So, Carter, take us through your game. What's the strength of your game?
I look to get everybody involved. First thing as a point guard is you got to handle pressure and you got to distribute the ball, play good defense, and then set up the offense. So if I can do my job, it leads everybody else doing their job, and that's great success.
Brody, you got a 45-inch vertical. We talked about it beforehand. You've got blisters on your elbow from the rim.
Just a little bit.
So what's the strength of your game?
I love getting to the rim. It's my favorite part of the game. I like to start the game with getting to the rim. Maybe that'll open up my outside shot. But really, my favorite shot is my elbow pull-up. You might see that a little bit, my clip, just a little bit, a little crossover pull-up. But I can shoot the three a little bit too. I think me personally, I can score it all three levels, but I love my defense the most out of everything because I love getting up in people, rattling them, getting a steal and scoring a layup. That's my favorite thing. It changes the whole momentum of the game. So I really think I'm more of like a defensive-minded player, but if you really want me to, I think I can get you a bucket.
So if you get to the basket, are you good at the free throw line just in case?
See, last year, I wasn't too hot on that. Wasn't too hot. I ain't going to lie. We're working on it. Hey, I ain't missed one in a while.
Hey,
I ain't missed one in a while.
In due time.
In due time. In due time.
That's an easy advantage, that you can get, because if you get to the point where you're hitting the free throws, then you're like, I'm getting points one way or the other.
I've been shooting them a lot. I've gotten better at them. I haven't missed some in a while, but hope I can keep it up.
So are you a free throw merchant like
Yeah,
SGA?
I do. The whistle blows a lot when I go.
First of all, let me cut him off. He's wanting fouls in practice.
Bro,
So,
I never
don't let
complain.
these two fool you on that. If they get fouled in practice, they want to call. So
That's because when we get fouled in practice, it's like a three hand onto us thing. It's like an elbow in the back and like a hand on the face. We don't complain if it's just like a little tap, but
No blood, no foul.
no, he's a little he's blind to those fouls in practice sometimes. It's all right though. But yeah, and when it comes to the game, I think the ref does like to blow the whistle sometimes when I go through him. Sometimes it's a little sketchy, you know. That's why I like to say the refs are sketchy, but I think the whistle's blown for me a lot. And I enjoy it. I just got to hit my free throws.
So you just like to get in there, create your own shot.
Yes. Play off 2 feet.
There you go.
yeah, well, I like that answer.
Play off 2 feet.
Play
Play
off 2 feet.
We preach that daily. Playing off 2 feet.
Make contact first.
So, team-wise, going into this year, are you going to be looking at more, 3-4 guard set? Have you got some height? Have you got some size?
We've added some size. Something we really needed last year. Like we actually had practice today before we come here, and one of the goals that I want to set out to be is I want to be the best rebounding team in the region. So with some of our pieces, like I feel like we can get there. Like I said, I think rebounding is a lot of a want-to thing. Obviously, you got techniques. You always talk to block out and rebound the ball with 2 hands and stuff like that. But it's a lot of want-to thing. It's a lot of go get it type mentality. So, definitely going to experience a lot this summer. We open up the summer tomorrow at U-Pike. So definitely going to experience a lot with a lot of different lineups, putting dudes in different positions and stuff. So I'm looking forward. I like this team a lot. And like they said, I think we got all the pieces we need to, put something special together. So, we take it one day at a time, one possession at a time, and, just go from that.
When you go into summer, like a lot of these teams, I mean, some teams are, let's get in there, let's run our stuff, but there's a lot of these teams that are like, let's go out there, what we usually run from last year.
Right.
Go out there. I don't want to have to, direct a lot.
Right.
Just go out there, do your thing.
Yeah.
Let's get a lot of guys in and out. Let's see what fits. Let's see what we need to work on going into that. Is that kind of where you're
for sure.
at?
Kind of just preparing it to the season. Like you prepare, obviously, in the season a lot of different ways. Like me, more of the summer for me is evaluating.
Yeah.
Evaluating, like you said, different lineups, different, looks per possession, different. Like we don't put in a lot of stuff. Like we're not out there just trying to see like what sets works or anything like that. Like obviously you have some stuff, but
Sure.
It's more of an evaluation thing for me. Like for this summer, like there'll be some games that I don't even coach. Like I'll let my assistants coach, and I'll just sit there and kind of evaluate stuff, like players in general, evaluate groups together, and just kind of take that and go off that from the summer and look how I can be better and how I can put them in a better position, come season time.
So you talk about letting your assistants coach. You've added a few assistants to your staff.
Yeah.
What do they bring to your staff?
Oh my God, they bring everything. Let me set that out. I'm truly fortunate, and I don't want to sound, any type of way when I say this, but I think that, with the staff that we have together, I think it's, if not one of the best staffs in the state. I got Coach Sean Hurley, Coach Cam Morks, Coach Blaine Keithley, Coach Aaron Rigdon, and Coach Logan Copley. So we've built a really good staff, and I'm blessed to be able, to be around those guys every day and hopefully, teach them some things along the way. So, and them teach me some things. I try to learn from them. Like we're a team just like, our team is. Like we're a staff. So I pitch ideas to them, they pitch ideas to me, and we learn from each other, and that's what bringing them on staff. Like I wanted them to know that up front. Like I want you to challenge me as I challenge you. Like I want you to become a better coach, just as I want that for myself. So very fortunate. They all bring different type of things to the table, but like I said, I'm blessed to have them, and I can't wait to go forward with them, to work with them.
So, Brody and Carter, I gave you a second to talk about your strengths. Now, let's be vulnerable a little bit. Let's open up. What's a weakness of your game? What's something that you're really trying to work on heading into next season?
Free throws.
All right, we talked about it already.
That's about it. Honestly, free throws, I think I get a little bit quicker. Just a little bit. I mean, I think I'm where I'm at quick-wise. I think I'm in a good spot. But if we do, I think if we make it further, there's going to be quicker. There's always going to be somebody quicker I'm going to have to end up guarding. So I think I need to be a little bit quicker if I want to guard somebody smaller than me. But other than that, I think that's fine. That's it.
Carter, what about you?
Always trying to get stronger and up the vertical, and then work on rebounding, and just keep everything else sharp.
So, Carter, you come across, I mean, you don't talk much. So you come across as that kind of silent assassin, like somebody who's just about their business. They're going to go out and work. If you need somebody to talk, Brody's always ready to chirp. Is that how it is on the team?
Pretty much. I mean, I'm always communicating with the team because that's very important to stay on the same level and talk through everything. But I don't say too much, I don't guess.
I yap a little bit.
Hey, the best yappers are the best.
Yeah.
They create the
I
best
try to rally
environment.
the troops in a little bit. You know what I mean? Got to keep everybody level-minded, head in the game, tunnel vision. Try to be a good leader.
You lose. Jackson was your leading scorer, right?
Yeah.
So, what are we looking like? We're trying to replace that.
I mean, Jackson was all three of our seniors, Jackson Estridge, Ian Loomis, and Ethan Dials. They all brought something to the table that's going to be hard to replace. Jackson, obviously, I can't say, enough words about, Jackson Estridge and his contribution to our program and our team. It's definitely going to be, hard to make up for. These two guys are going to have to carry the load a little bit more than some of the other guys. So, Jackson, approached every day, to get better. And that's something that I'll always admire about him, and I can't wait to watch him at the next level. And kind of the same with Ian Loomis and Ethan Dials. That's my first kind of graduating class as head coach. So those three always mean something to me, and I can't wait to see, their future endeavors. So extremely proud of them all. Watching them all graduate the other day was kind of a little special moment for me. So I'm excited about them. But like you said, we're going to miss them. We're going to miss them because they all brought something to the table to our team that's hard to replace. So it's next man up. Got to carry the load a little bit more. So I'm excited about it.
Do you have much of a senior class coming this coming year?
We don't have a senior.
We have Peyton Owens is our only senior. Just recently transferred to Belfry. He is our only senior, and Peyton Owens is going to have to carry the load a lot. So I'm excited to have him. But yeah, he will technically, as of this moment, be our only senior. But our junior class is massive. So we got these two. We got Bryce Hagee, who starter for us, who played really well. Who's the last 3 days has looked extremely good in open gym. So he's actually supposed to be here tonight. I don't think something come up, he couldn't make it, but excited to see what his future holds. So we got a heavy junior class. So they carry most of the load, and they know that, and they accept that, and just as long as they continue to grow, then we'll be in a good spot.
Speaking of growth, second year into it, you've gotten in there. You've got some. I'm sure you've got. You talk about junior class being large.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been able to create that want to play Belfry basketball with the younger group?
Wes, you not following this guy on socials? He's posted with 5 8th graders the other day.
Hopefully, we got when I first got to Belfry last year, we were able to hold a camp, and it was a really good turnout. I think we had 50 plus kids, and that was a huge turnout. One of the biggest camps they had in a while, from what I've heard, obviously. And our camp for this year's coming up June 9th and 10th, so we want to make that bigger. I held a parent meeting the other day, and I said, as long as we continue to grow in our camps, then that's what my plan is to do. And we got to get youth league going up a little bit more, and get some more kids out with that. But me and Coach Thornsberry, who just recently got the girls' job, plan to sit down and talk about that sometime soon. But youth is everything, and just being my second year, I acknowledge that, and I know that, and getting them involved as much as possible is a key, and that's key for us. It's key for our program. So definitely going to sit down and try to brainstorm some more ideas to try to get youth involvement outside of youth league and camps. So, like I said, youth is everything, and you need it, and whatever it takes to get kids interested in basketball and Belfry basketball in general. So whatever that takes.
Well, with the youth part of it, if you build excitement at the high school level, you're going to build the excitement at the lower levels, which is kind of that's what we've seen here in Montgomery County. Is if you build it, they will come.
For sure.
Type of mentality, right? So,
for sure.
Yeah.
Coach Mays does a really I was fortunate enough to be that first year he was here when he created MCYB. And that was...
You done a lot of running.
I did a lot of running for a little while.
I'm
still going well, I assume.
I got to do the running you were doing last year. And there were many times this season where we would text in the group and be like, how in the world did 3 people do this?
Yeah, we that first year, it was rocky. Don't get me wrong. Coach Perry and Coach Mays, we was running all over the place. But it was, look what it is now. Like, you all got, it seems like it's going well. And I know y'all got a huge number of kids out, so that's kind of the vision we have, at Belfry to get something like that going. Obviously, I don't know if the population is a little bit different in number size, but something like that is what we're trying to get to. I think MCYB is an example of, like you said, just moving up the pipeline for excitement of basketball. Right. So,
this year, I don't know if you've had any talks with Coach Mays about it, but like this year we were able to split off 2nd and 3rd and 4th and 5th girls.
Oh, wow.
So,
that's awesome.
Yeah, we were K1 was the only division where it was co-ed. Everything else was split.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. That really is.
I'm sure it's just going to continue to grow.
Yeah, I assume
Hope so.
Yeah.
So, Brody, for people watching right now from the outside looking in, tell us a little bit about Belfry basketball.
Exciting. That's a good word for it. I think we're going to work very hard, and we're going to surprise a lot of people that don't think that we have what it takes. Because obviously, after last year, you've seen it was a rough year. It was for all of us, and we realized that. But we want to come out on top and prove to people what we really have. And I think with Belfry basketball comes a lot of hard work, determination, friendships, chemistry, and just a lot of dedication. I think that's what Belfry basketball brings to the table.
Carter, anything he said?
We're going to bring a lot of energy, and Belfry basketball, it's been down the last couple of years considering that we've been a football school for I don't even know how many years, a long time. And everybody's wanting to see us succeed, and that's the plan. We're wanting everybody else to come out and watch our games the same as football succeeds.
So, speaking of small school, right, how many of them football players you got on the basketball court, too?
Let's see here.
We had
JB. Honestly, that's it. I think just JB. Just one.
Yeah.
No.
JB won't.
You only need one to
very,
set
very
screens.
tough kid.
I don't know if he's still done this, but when I was in high school in that area, he used to make the offensive linemen be cheerleaders during basketball season. And that's a group of male cheerleaders that's the one group you didn't mess with.
People talk about it all the time, Belfry being a football school, but Coach Haywood laid the foundation of, success. Just overall just greatness. And, 8 state titles, speaks for itself. So, we're excited, about our basketball program and, getting people excited, about Belfry basketball again. And, that wasn't going to happen overnight. But like I said, reflecting on this year, I think we laid the foundation and people are excited, about Belfry basketball again. And like Brody has said, it's been since, the 90s since, Belfry basketball has had true success. So, I said this in my press conference a year ago, I want to get Belfry back to the top, and no matter what that takes, that's my goal, and I want to get there, sooner rather than later. So, obviously, like I said, it don't happen overnight, but like I said, we're heading in the right direction.
So you talk about getting to the top.
Yeah.
You always want to go in as, hey, we're a district competitor. Yeah. We're going to go out and try to win this district. But in that region, you've got the super regional, correct?
You do, yeah.
So,
you read my mind. That was literally going to be my next question.
So, districts may not go your way, but you've got that second chance
right.
And down here, I mean, it's the top 2 go to the region, and that's it. So,
Well, I mean, we saw Lawrence County do that.
right,
McGoffin
exactly.
County the year before, 2 years of super region, and it's been a district loser that's won the
It
region
has the
both
last 2
years.
years. Last 2 years, the district, the first round, or the region championship lost the first round district.
I mean, how much different is that? I mean, it's they just say, okay, everybody in the region too.
Yeah,
It's
I was definitely kind of weary on it because I had never experienced it this year, but like experiencing it in real time, I'm a fan of it.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of it because I think that your best 2 teams make it to the region championship. I think the best 2 teams in your region. I know, teams get hot, but I honestly think your best 2 teams will play for the region championship because I know that, you experience it here, like obviously with GRC and Montgomery, like the district's loaded. It's loaded. And I think that, like I said, the last 2 years, Lawrence County, this past year, lost first round of the district tournament and they ended up winning the region. So it kind of gives you, a fair shot, to have a bounce back, which, it is what it is come tournament time. But I think that it puts it in position that your best 2 teams, play for the region championship. But it is very different. It is very different, and I don't know if more regions can expand on maybe experiencing it, but me just being around it this year, I am a fan of it. So
we'll follow up. I'm going to follow up with the boys with that same question right after these commercials.
The team at Community Trust Bank believes in making financial dreams come true. Just like a fairy godmother, they work tirelessly to ensure their clients have the security and support they need, while also helping them create a magical future. With a touch of personalized service and a sprinkle of expertise, they guide their clients towards their goals, whether big or small. At Community Trust Bank, they are not just about managing money, they are about nurturing dreams and building a prosperous future for all who walk through the door. Join their family and let them make your financial wishes come true. They are your friend in banking. Member FDIC. You're listening to the From Corner to Corner podcast, brought to you by Jacob's Auto Body Repair and Paint Shop is the ultimate pit stop for all your car needs. With a combined experience older than your grandma's secret cake recipe, we're here to fix you up. Drop us a line at 859-274-7425 for a free quote and let us get those wheels rolling. Our yearly growth is like a high-speed chase fueled by the love and trust of Mount Sterling and beyond. It's all hugs and high fives to our amazing crew of customers for keeping our engines revving with success. You're listening to the From Corner to Corner podcast, brought to you by CRC Roofing and Renovations. CRC sprung into life in the year 2000 thanks to Rusty Cerniglia's bold leap into entrepreneurship. Juggling a full-time job with his small gutter venture, he watched it blossom into CRC Renovations. Fast forward to today, CRC boasts a dream team ready to dazzle both homeowners and businesses alike with their top-notch services. Special thanks to Brent Wehunt, Kentucky Farm Bureau in Frenchburg, the sponsor of our Athlete of the Month program in Menifee County.
All right, we are back. We were talking about the get a little dizzy there. We were talking about the regionals there and the
Super region.
regionals.
Yep.
So, getting hot at the right time, right?
Yeah.
Is that part of it? So, guys, I mean, what do you think about it with your experience on getting to do that for the last 2 years?
I like it. I think it's a good choice because I do agree with Coach Perry. Your 2 best teams do usually end up winning the region. So in the end, it doesn't matter. It's whoever worked the hardest, really. So, I mean, it gives you better competition too, better games to watch for the fans. I think it's a good thing in all aspects.
I mean, do you all get?
You're not going to let Carter answer, Wes?
Well, I let Carter answer. I mean, you all get jived up for postseason. I mean, it's district play. It's like, okay, let's
Jived
go.
up, that means
Jived
hot.
up.
I know he's a little old, so that means getting.
I did say jived, didn't
That
I?
means getting a little hot.
Golly. Thanks for bringing me back to 2025. But, if for some reason something doesn't happen in districts and, you know, y'all disappointed, you still have that glimmer of hope. You're like, okay, put that aside. Let's go to regions. Is that kind of where you go with that, with, you know, the rest of your team?
Yeah, I'm also a fan of the Super Region because just like this year, we got Brody got hurt and we got beat first round of district. But I mean, that gives you another chance. I mean, it ain't over once you lose first round. And just like Lawrence County and McGoffin, I mean, if you lose and you have a loaded district, you can still come back and win the region.
That's a good point.
Everybody goes to the regional regardless.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. You play. Well, like technically how it works is like if you lose your first round of your district tournament, you will play a play-in game, which is technically still a region game.
To win out.
But you will play a play-in game to actually go to where the region tournament is held.
And the play-in game is held at the other team's place most of the time, right?
Most of the time, yeah.
Because I think Lawrence County went to Johnson Central.
Well,
right?
last year, like district tournament for us was at Phelps. We lost first round district, and then Floyd Central had to come to Phelps to play us at where our district was held.
Gotcha.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep. So it's a drawing type thing of where who goes where, but your play-in game is held wherever your district is held.
Gotcha.
And what's the purpose of that being in place in your particular region? Because that's the only region that does it, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think
Odd number of teams.
Is that the only region that does it?
It's the only region that doesn't. I'm pretty sure it was because year after year there was one district, I don't remember which one, but it was like top heavy.
Yeah.
And they were going and advancing, and then other teams sitting at home was like, we're the better record.
I think it was just with our region, like it was just an experiment. I don't know. I know that it gets voted on, so going forward, I don't know what'll happen. But like I said, I'm a fan of it, and I think that
if they keep getting district losers as a representative, that might go
But
Wait.
But water always finds its level, like the boys.
Yeah.
I mean, best two teams are going to play probably.
right. Yeah.
So is this a year-to-year decision, or is it set? Is it set?
I think it was.
super
I think it
regional
was
for
a
while?
2-year agreement. I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it was a 2-year agreement. I could be wrong on that, but like from what I had heard, it was a 2-year agreement. I wasn't in the region during when that was voted on.
Gotcha.
So,
So we've talked about the super region. Let's talk about what's coming up this week. You're going to UPike tomorrow, and then you go to Tennessee Wesleyan the end of the week.
Yep, Tennessee Wesleyan at the end of the week, going to the team camp. Pretty good haul for us, about 5 hours. Players will be staying in the dorms. Obviously, Coach Randy Casey's now the coach at Tennessee Wesleyan, longtime Belfry coach, one of my mentors, respect him a ton. So, you know, to get to go down there and him kind of watch us play is kind of a surreal moment for him, and we've talked about that. And, you know, like I said, he's one of my mentors, and, you know, anytime that he has anything going on, like I'll make sure Belfry basketball is a part of it because he was, you know, he had success there, and, you know, I'm excited, you know, for one, to get his analysis on what he thinks about our team, and for two, just kind of give the guys, you know, that type of experience. I was fortunate enough when I played, we went to a couple of team camps to stay in the dorms, and, you know, it was a really good, you know, moment for, you know, our team. Like, we meshed together. Like I said earlier, some of these guys are new, not really, you know, played with these guys before. So it's a good time to mesh, be around each other, you know, and just, you know, build from that.
Did you play for him?
No, I did not, no.
So talk about 5-hour bus trip. Brody, who's handling the aux cord on the bus?
Coach Perry.
Well, you don't hear that very often with the coaches.
He don't let us control the Hawks.
I don't let them control the Hawks.
I got good music though.
Carter, who's got the better music?
Between me and Brody, or who?
Between
We share the
anybody.
same playlist.
Yeah, we do. Me and Brody have about the same.
We
playlist.
share the same playlist together. So we
I
listen.
mean, I'm gonna say me and Brody. Obviously, I can't say anybody else.
So what kind of music does Coach play?
The same song usually. He finds one song and he likes to
he likes-
overplay it.
Don't let them say that's not true.
Coach Perry really likes Gunna.
Yeah, he
That's
really
not
likes
true.
Gunna. He likes Gunna. He
We
messes.
listened to the Morgan Wallen album all the way
That
here.
surprised me.
Well, I mean, it's 37 songs. You probably listened to half the album on the way here.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and won't get through it by the time they get back. It's a long album.
So, Coach Perry, I mean, I don't know if I call you Coach Perry. If I just call you Brent, you don't have the glasses with you.
I ain't got my glasses on. Like I said, it's been a long 3 days. We've been in the gym a lot. I've been, you know, really busy. But like I said, like anytime you all or welcome. Like we get to come down here, like we're always going to do that. So I'm glad I got to, bring these two along and for them to get this experience. And
What's the closest that you're going to be this year to here?
Good question, Sean.
that's a good question.
Is the schedule finalized?
Schedule is not technically all the way finalized, but if I had to guess right off the bat, it would probably be at McGoffin, maybe.
That's not a bad
Probably.
trip.
Don't hold me to that, but that's probably my first guess. Probably.
So it's what, 3 hours to you?
Yeah, about 3 hours, 2.5. Yep.
Good pizza rolls all along the way.
Yeah.
You all about them pizza rolls, aren't you?
Man, you can't go wrong.
We talked a little bit off air about the Mountain Schoolboy.
Yeah.
Who's involved in that this year?
We
Have you
got a lot of
finalized
teams
it?
coming, yeah. It's not. I think it is finalized. I think we got Johnson Central, Avon, Indiana. We got Schroeder, Ohio. They came last year. East Ridge. Who else we got? Betsy Lane, and then us, I think. And if I left anybody out, I'm sorry, but that was one of the things I wanted to get back going when I took over the job is get the Mountain Schoolboy, back rolling. It had a couple years where it kind of dropped off a little bit, and it used to be one of the most prestige tournaments in the mountains. So mountain basketball is something I think is historic. Like there's been so many great players and so many great coaches and programs in general, just based on mountain basketball. And, getting the schoolboy back rolling was, something I wanted to do. So we actually have, a full team list this year. So I'm excited. I'm excited for that.
So you get the opportunity to go back because this is like kind of your roots, right? This is your area where you're from. You get the opportunity to go back and do that. And it, just from talking to you for the time we have, this wasn't just about coaching a basketball team. This is building a community.
For sure.
This is putting the school back on the map. I mean, the big time tournament that had fallen off, you're putting that back together. You're building the youth program. So it's like there was a lot of work to do in year one.
Yeah.
So hopefully maybe year two, you get to really kind of spend a lot more time coaching, right?
Yeah, for sure. I said this in my press conference. I was real, weary about what I wanted my first job, my first head job to be. And, Belfry, when that opportunity came available, that felt like where I was, called to be. So, we got a long way to go, to get into where we want to be. And, the ultimate goal is Rupp Arena at the end of the day. And, I think we are establishing a culture and a tradition, that gets people excited, that gets the players excited. Like we take pride in hard work, and we take, pride in, each other and our team and our community. And, like I said, the ultimate end of the day, like we want to do whatever it takes to get to Rupp Arena. And, that takes a lot of long hours, takes a lot of hard work. And so, it's just step by step, whether that's, building community involvement, whether that's, a day-to-day practice, whether that's, a staff, like I said, that I bragged on earlier. So we're putting the pieces together. So it's all on us. It's all on me and my staff and the players, to make it work.
That environment at Rupp Arena was electric this year, and we had the opportunity to go to several different games in the state tournament, and like teams travel, man. I mean, it was fun to see that.
There, every day, and I swear I was actually having a conversation about with somebody about this the other day. Like Montgomery County, like they was there, like the whole community was there, and I think out of all the teams that were there, like they probably had the most people there.
I would agree with that.
And it was awesome to see. Obviously I was fortunate enough to be here 1 year, but like just being able to, be there and see that was, it gives you chills. It gives you chills to have, that type of community involvement and, the whole community backing you in such a, good environment. So that was awesome to see.
So you were there all week. I got to ask, how many times did you eat at that place that we went to last year?
The taco place?
Yeah, the taco place.
Oh, my God. I did go there one time. I was like, I made it a goal to go every year at the state tournament. Obviously, you want to be playing, but if we're not, I will go there at least one time.
Right. So, boys, we've talked about your season. We've talked about June coming up. Once June is over and it's just back to you all, are you all going to be in the gym solo doing skill development, or you hitting the weight room, doing football, other sports? What y'all do?
Weight room and skill work. We actually, me and Carter, every day.
You gotta be kidding me.
What in the world?
How long you been doing this show?
That's the first time that's ever happened.
Me and Carter, actually, these past few, it's been about, a month and a half?
Since season ended.
Since the season ended, we've been every day. We lift seventh period, then we lift with Coach Perry after school for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then we got practice on random. We did have it on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but now we're lifting and going to our normal summer ball practice. So we've been putting in that work, and I think that we need to, keep in, and we need to preach it to our team, not just us, but to everybody else. So obviously, me and Carter are getting better, and we want the whole team to be better. We want everybody. We want to be a step ahead of everybody from the start. So I just think we need to keep on working and doing what we're doing.
Sounds to me they don't play any other sports. They're basketball boys.
Carter, what about you?
Pretty much the same thing he said. We're basketball guys, and ever since season ended, we've been after school in the gym every day, either lifting, shooting, or both. And that's what we're going to continue to do until season starts. Because you got to stay sharp and stay in the gym.
So I ask this of pretty much everybody that comes on. You started the season, go all the way through. Who can you all see of somebody that's younger that you saw make a major development, major step forward? Maybe you've seen some, in practices already this year, going into next year, that you all can see, hey, I think they're gonna, step up and help us out.
I've got two. One main one is Gabe Varney. He's going to be a freshman this next year. Okay. He really surprised me. Last year he's probably about 5'8", and now he's 6'2", 6'3". He's grown a ton. Grown a ton.
His dad
must put some Miracle Grow on him or
principal. Just got announced head football coach.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And he plays football. He's a good athlete all around at everything he does. And I think once he gets used to his body growing so fast, he's gonna be pretty good.
Carter.
Gabe Varney and Ashton Evans, both of them, they had success at the middle school level, and they led their team. And just like he said, Gabe, he shot up. He's 6'2" now, and if he can stay in the gym and use his body, he's going to be something.
All right, let's take one more quick commercial, and we'll come back and wrap up with Belfry basketball.
Feeling jittery about diving into the world of property? Fret not. Let Kentucky Realty Group help. Whether you're gearing up to buy, sell, or just need some guidance, let their expert team help sprinkle in some magic on your experience. From cozy condos to grand mansions, they've got your back. Seeking a fixer-upper, a slice of luxury, maybe a peaceful rural retreat, they've got the keys to all those kingdoms. Dive into their treasure trove of listings and let the property adventure begin. You're listening to the From Corner to Corner podcast, brought to you by Tutu's Sweet Treats, where you can treat yourself to our divine lineup of desserts that will dance on your taste buds. Whether you fancy gooey chocolate brownies or our deliciously moist cakes, we've got a treat for every sweet tooth out there. Give yourself a sweet escape and take a bite of pure bliss. It's time to surrender to your cravings, grab a fork, and dig into our homemade goodies for a dose of sugary happiness.
I still can't believe she's gone. I don't know how we're going to plan all of this.
I know. I felt the same way when your granddad passed. The Kaufman Funeral Home really helped us get through it.
Were they compassionate?
More than that, they took care of us. They made us feel like family. They handled the entire situation from beginning to end.
At Kaufman Funeral Home and Crematorium in Mount Sterling, Kentucky, we're honored to walk beside your family with dignity and compassion every step of the way.
That's exactly what we need right now.
Kaufman Funeral Home, where we believe every life is a beautiful story that deserves to be honored with love, dignity, and heartfelt celebration.
Got a dent or scratch, no need to despair. Jacob's Auto Body, we're beyond compare. Custom paint, so sleek, insurance on our side. 70 years of trust, we're your hometown pride. Jacob's Auto Body will make it like new. 859-274-7425 is the clue. Jacob's Auto Body, run the show.
Whoa.
Now that you are dizzy on the roller coaster, this is not the Big Dipper at Camden Park, but it's the second best thing. We're here with Belfry basketball coach Brent Perry and players Brody Little and Carter Jude. Coach, we asked the players about skill development, and it's something that a lot of players nowadays do. They do the off-season work, skill development, but it seems like they do more skill development, less 5-on-5 action. How do you feel about all that?
I think it's definitely needed, especially off season. Like if you got your time, to get better at any time, like these two dudes do, they stay in the gym a ton, and if you can put your 2 hours of skill development in, like you're doing nothing but bettering yourself. Like obviously you need that 5-on-5 setting, but these two guys, like even outside of our practices, they take advantage of getting 2 hours of work in with different trainers, and that goes a long way. And your progress, goes on that, like as a player. So I think it's definitely needed, like I said, especially in the summertime and the off season. Like if you're putting, the most work in that you can, then you do nothing but better than yourself. So we do take a lot of pride in that. Like they stress, like we're in the weight room a ton, especially in the summer. Like I'm actually probably going to have to order these two bigger jerseys next year because they've seen so much growth. I think tough teams win. So we stay in the weight room a ton, and not just these two. Like the whole team, like improved like tremendously. Like got so much stronger. Bryce Hagee for one, in the weight room, which is just an absolute beast. So, like I said, just credit to how hard they work as a team, and they bought into kind of my vision on where I want them to be, and that goes a long way with developing our program. So. We'll be in the weight room a ton. We'll be doing a ton of skill work. And like you said, that 5-on-5 setting, like we'll be doing that too. So that's definitely needed, especially, mesh together and get used to playing with each other.
All right, so enough basketball talk. Does Coach, you got team shoes.
Yep.
But does he open up the door to allow you to wear whatever shoe you want? And if he does, what is your favorite shoe?
Okay, so
did you see that snide flicky look?
So I love Kobe's personally. I'm a big Kobe 6 fan. I always love them. But Coach, he does like the team shoe. We had a team shoe this year for practice a lot of times, and we'd wear them in the games. It was KD 15s.
Okay.
But Coach is pretty lenient with his shoe policy, I think. Obviously, you don't want to go out and wear something like green with a white and red jersey. He wants you to match, like kind of be in the same ballpark, like a red, white, black, grayish, I think it's a pretty lenient shoe policy that's easy to follow.
My favorite shoe, I have a pair of reverse Grinches, Kobe 6s.
Nice. Oh, nice.
And I have a pair of Devin Booker's. And he did get us some KD team shoes, but as long as it's a team color, he don't really care.
Gotcha.
I understand comfortability. Like, you want to be comfortable. I get that, but I did buy team shoes, and about 3 to 4 players wore them. So,
hey, I wore them yesterday.
Yeah, he did. I wore them yesterday, and I acknowledged him for wearing them yesterday because I think that was the first time I've seen him wear them. So.
He forgot his Kobe's.
Yeah.
Did you see it side eye?
Yeah. I love my Kobe's. I do. I've worn them every year since the 7th grade. I think I fell in love with the first pair. I got a pair of Grinches, and then from then on out, think pinks, Mamacitas, love them. Traction's is unmatched. Yeah.
So it sounds to me like Coach needs to get a pair of Kobe's as team shoes.
Yes.
My plan. I don't know about that. I don't know if the pockets fit that bill, but yeah, that's definitely.
All right, so we need some donors in the Belfry basketball program.
Belfry superintendent, we need to just loosen up just a little.
And enough for 4 more pair, because I'd like a pair too.
So, guys, Coach Perry talked about it a little bit earlier about mountain ball and it being a certain type of brand. Like when you go to the mountains, you're in for a dogfight. When people, let's say from, I don't know, the 9th region come to Belfry, what would you tell them they're in for?
A rude awakening. I'd say a rude awakening because I think we're a lot more physical around the mountains, and the refs let you play a little bit more.
Refs will definitely let you play a lot more.
I think you're allowed to play a lot more around there. So when you go to the rim and you get bumped a little bit, you can't complain. The ref's going to look at you and say, you barely got touched, get up and go. I mean,
With a bloody nose.
Can't complain.
All right, we can't go do a game up there
Well,
because
no,
Sean
Sean
would
would
lose his mind.
So listen, we do 10th region games mostly. So when we go 10th region, then we go cover a Bath County game in the 16th region. This guy's looking, what are these refs looking at? I'm like, hey, that's 16th region basketball. You're not going to get that call in the 16th.
It's different everywhere you go, honestly, I think. But for sure, the 15th is a very physical environment, I think. And you got people that you run into all the time that will show you what the 15th is about. I mean, you got people like Tyler Wadington. He'll chuck you out of bounds as far as he can go, and he's not going to say anything about it. He's just going to kick you about his day.
And I mean, that's just a welcome to this
Welcome
gym
to
moment.
the 15th region. Yeah. That's just how it's going to be. And the whole game, if you don't shove him back, he's going to make you look like a baby. And it's just how it works.
Carter, what about you?
Different level of physicality for sure. I mean, they let you play, and if you come from a different region, I mean, it's going to be a fight because regardless of who you're playing, I mean, we're going to give it our all. And I'm sure every other team in the 15 feels the same way, especially about the physicality. And it's just a different game.
And you know, that physicality can be to an advantage for you, right? Because you get someone that's not used to that physical play and they're not getting that call, their frustration level is going to increase and, you know, kind of throw them off of their game.
For sure, yeah, their brain, they get scattered. A lot of them, like, we like to press up on people and get right up in them. So if they're not from here and they, like the team from Ohio, we played the schoolboy last year, Schroeder, we got up in them and start the game, they didn't know what to do. They crumbled. And they were expecting the fouls to be called, but we were hip checking them. They don't get called. I mean, you can hip check somebody a little bit. Hip check somebody. There's what do you do if you get bumped off your spot a little bit? You're a little scatterbrain, right? So we were trapping them, just stealing the ball, and I think that gave them a little wake up to what they had to adjust to after halftime.
So now, Sean, they talk about, you know, different regions coming. Try crossing the border. My sophomore year at Tug Valley, we played Paintsville last game before section tournament. We go to Paintsville. Not even 3 seconds probably. Tip happens. We give it to our guard. He shoots a shot. Absolutely gets body slammed into the floor. I'm like, no joke, spear. Right into the floor. Fight breaks out. Starters, we're sitting on the bench the rest of the game. Don't even get a play. And it's just like, hey, it's 15th region basketball.
That's it.
So let's flip that role for a second. You travel to a different region and you're not getting that same physicality call. How easy is it for you to adjust to that part of it?
I think it's pretty easy. I think we got the skill sets enough to, like, say we can't chip check somebody, we got to be faster. I think we do have the kids and the length and the quickness to cover all that ground, and I think we can adjust off of a lot of refereeing, like, adjustments. I think we can do that. I think we're pretty good at it.
We'd adapt pretty easy. We got a variety. I mean, we got a lot of strength, we got speed, we got length, and then we got a bunch of guys that just play different. I mean, they have different games. So once you go somewhere else that ain't as physical, it's easy for us to adapt because we're used to playing tougher.
Like it.
Very cool.
Sounds like
Guys,
they're
I
ready for
think
the
we
season.
need to check the birth certificates on these two because they're giving answers way above a junior level.
I mean,
They're technically sophomores. I mean,
There's different laws in the 15th region, so don't worry about none of that.
There's a lot of truth to that.
I am 12.
They had 3-hour drives. Coach Perry had plenty of
12.
time.
Yeah.
Coach Perry had plenty of time to coach them up on the way down here.
Absolutely.
Like, listen, here's what you say when they ask this. When they ask,
They did great show.
Speaking of that drive, let's wrap up with some of our athlete of the week and athlete of the month business here. We'll let these guys hit the road. So
they're going to Los
They're
Rodeos.
going to hit the road right around the corner and get a little Mexican dinner.
that's true.
You gotta get Los Rodeos.
So we got a full sheet here for sure. So let's knock out first of all
Hold
our
on. Los Rodeos, you're welcome. That's about the 5th time we said it. Hey, never know.
Come on.
Never know.
I think I'm gonna have to have a talk with the manager.
Right,
As much
exactly.
money as you spend there, I
as
don't
much
know why
money
you
as I
haven't
spend
already.
here every week, gonna need some sponsorship. So let's start it off with our From Corner to Corner athlete of the week from last week. It was Miss Avery Baber, if I remember correctly, 7 innings pitched and 14 strikeouts.
Absolutely.
For Bath County.
Absolute
So great,
dominant performance.
yeah, absolutely great week there for her. This week on our nominees, this is our final week of the season for nominees. It's kind of a sad day. We appreciate Simply Secure stepping up and sponsoring that for us this year. But our
Which, by the way, Coach Perry, next time you talk to Daryl at D&D, I mean, this is their biggest post by far, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is our Athlete of the Week. We put it out every week.
Yeah.
People react. One of them gets the People's Champ, one gets Athlete of the Week.
Yeah.
And
I like it. I like it.
Who was the People's Champ this week?
Zanaya Tensioner.
They listen.
Clark County killed it this week.
Bath County went at each other this week. It was awesome.
They went toe to toe. It was
over
1,200 votes.
total votes. Yeah,
it was great.
And these are
good job.
These are two girls that we're going to hear their names for a while. Avery's a freshman, Zanaya's an 8th grader.
Yeah,
so we're going to hear these names for a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. So as far as our nominees this week, we went to the track this past week because it's state tournament.
Not the dog track.
Not the dog track. The track and field state tournament. So from Montgomery County, we had Lacey Willoughby. She's going to be the nominee. She finished second in pole vault and is moving on to nationals.
Yes, and I need to know, somebody clarify for me. They pole vaulted the same height. How'd she come in second?
That's what I was wondering. I saw the mile split.
I didn't know that. I didn't see it until
Must
later.
be style
later
points
on,
or
I went,
something.
wait a minute. So
maybe one done in 2 attempts, she done in 3. I don't know.
Maybe.
Possibly. From Clark County, T. Yeast, state championship in long jump and triple jump.
Kid's a freak athlete.
Yeah. So great basketball player and great on the track and field there as well. From Menifee County, Aubrey Golden, who was actually here last week, she finished 4th in shot put, so got her there. And then Bath County, Alyssa Dyer finished 7th in discus throwing, over 100 feet.
100 feet throw.
Yeah. And that was 7th. The longest one was like 130 something. So that was crazy. So that's our nominees. That'll drop on Wednesday morning, and then that'll be our final vote of the. And
then we're out for the summer.
Yeah. Not. We ain't going nowhere.
Our Athlete of the Week's out for the summer.
Athlete of the Week will be out for the summer. Yeah.
But we'll still be doing like we did last year. We'll do.
Who Am I? Every Wednesday at 8:00.
Oh, I thought we were going to do like the athlete of the season.
We'll do that for the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. For
I do like the
for softball, baseball, track, whatever else, tennis.
Yes.
Yeah. So we've got a good month of that we can fill up spots
I've been digging
with.
up some Who Am I's. I got some for you.
Nice.
Adam's.
You want to handle the Brent We Hunt athletes of the month for April and May? Yes, we are a month behind. Sorry about that, but
we're catching up.
We're catching up all tonight, so you're getting an extended show. Brent We Hunt, Kentucky Farm Bureau Athlete of the Month for Menifee County. First, for the month of April, we had Shaddix Lewis on the softball field and Caleb Masters on the baseball field for Menifee. For the month of May, it was Aubrey Golden, who, as you just heard, is their Athlete of the Week nominee. She was 4th in the state in shot put. And Skylar Guess was 8th in long jump and 7th in high jump for the month of May.
And competed in the 4x400 and the 4x200 relays.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he was all over the.
I mean, that's your Menifee
field.
County Athlete of the Month.
Wes,
April and May.
Wes, you want to handle Jacobs Vision Center?
Why not? All right. So for the month of April, the Jacobs Vision Center MoCo Athlete of the Month for April is Jace Mays in baseball and Lily Hill in softball. And for the month of May, we went with Jordan Howard in baseball and Madison Cox in softball. So congratulations to you all.
Jordan and Madison, 2 athletes that finished their careers here at Montgomery County, and they are 2 that absolutely put on a show the last month of their high school careers.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely. And, congratulations to both teams. They both made the regional tournament. The boys took it all the way to the regional finals and gave Harrison County everything they wanted that night.
Absolutely.
And we had the opportunity, Daron and I, to go call that game. And we've been shouted out several times by several people that appreciated us being able to go do that. And so that was fun. And, man, I thought we was going to win that game. I really did think we was going to win that game.
Yep.
And but Harrison County just wouldn't go away.
All we had to do is get one of those runners stranded on third.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to see Jace back going too. Like he's been with Coach Mace for the year I was at. He was injured that year. So seeing him bounce back, Obviously I still, kind of keep in contact with the Mays family. So seeing him do good things is.
Let me tell you, that dude.
He works extremely hard.
Can hit.
Like, I'm attest to that. So it's good to see him, have some success.
He hit well over 416, 420, somewhere around in there for the season. 20 stolen bases for the season.
Which he told us preseason 20 was his goal.
Yep, that's right.
He hit the
mark.
That's
right, and really showed no ill effects. I'd say really he probably did that in about 3/4 of the season, because the first third of the season I think he was still trying to get his feet wet, and so he really turned it on.
Sean
you want
and
to talk
I
about
nicknamed him Wheels at the ball game because he was. I mean,
absolutely.
He looked like Speedy Gonzalez out there.
And per the ball game, he was playing some incredible defense.
Yeah,
everything it was first base.
It was a great baseball game. Really was.
You had really good shortstops on both sides.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Shortstop on both sides really and the pitching controlled that game.
So talking one quick thing about stolen bases. Brag a little bit on the Menifee softball team and Paul Alfrey up there. They were 79 of 80 in stolen bases. They got caught one time all year long. So
most of those was probably Grace, right? Grace Rogers.
20 plus. Yeah. So that was a pretty cool stat that I saw this afternoon as we were kind of going through all of that stuff. So awesome job, everybody there. We'll reach out. We'll get your shirt sizes and get that stuff to you on that part of it. And then, of course, next week, our hope is to have Moco golf, girls golf.
I'm going to follow up with you, Spoon.
Yeah, so that's our plan. As you can tell, tonight we went live on YouTube and X and Facebook, so all three of those are up and going now, so we need more followers.
By the way, first time on X going live, done a good number. Appreciate you all on X.
That's awesome. So trying to grow those numbers on YouTube and X, and then Instagram as well, and eventually we're going to attack TikTok, but we got to get 10,000 people on TikTok to be able to go live, so we're a little ways away from that.
We're just a little off. Yeah. Just a little off.
Yeah.
Hey, Palm Creek Nation, hit that like button.
Hit that like button. Follow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Support these guys. They do a great job. Support these guys.
We do share a lot of stuff that you guys do up there. You're our furthest reach that we have, I think.
But 10,000 followers on TikTok is not the problem. It's the 100,000 views every 30 days.
Oh yeah, that
also.
That too.
Now, boys, I know y'all haven't been here before. Coach has. We always end the show with singing of Country Roads. So, Brody, go ahead and lead us off. Count us down.
We're just going to leave the hardwood to these guys.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
I think Brody was ready to sing.
He was ready. He was ready to go.
I can sing a little bit.
All right.
Well, thanks for coming down. Appreciate you, you all, and good luck this season. And,
we'll definitely be keeping up.
Give them hell.
For sure.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys having us. And, if these guys want to say anything too, but for me, I appreciate you guys having us. Like I said, anytime we're fortunate enough to be able to make it down this way, we definitely will. So thank you guys for having us.
Absolutely. Thank you all for coming. Well, guys, there you have it for this week's edition of the From Corner to Corner Coaches Corner. Remember to help us promote our podcast, our Athlete of the Week and Athlete of the Month programs. We do everything that we do for our coaches, our students, our communities. We couldn't do it without you guys. So we appreciate you. We'll catch you guys next week.
Go Pirates.
Arg.
Knew you were going to do that.
As we wrap up today's episode, we want to take a moment to express our deepest gratitude to the sponsors who make this show possible. Your support means more than words can truly say. You've helped us grow, stay consistent, and continue sharing stories that matter to our community. A huge thank you to Community Trust Bank for being a cornerstone of local support and believing in our mission from the start. Incovative Designs for bringing creativity and color to our world. Your designs speak volumes. CRC Roofing and Renovations for building stronger homes and stronger communities with every project you complete. Kentucky Realty Group for helping families find more than just houses. You help them find home. Jacobs Auto Body for keeping our rides smooth and our vehicles looking sharp. Your attention to detail doesn't go unnoticed. Simply Secure for keeping what matters most safe and secure. Peace of mind is priceless, and you deliver it every day. Brent We Hunt with Kentucky Farm Bureau in Frenchburg for being more than just an agent, for being a trusted neighbor and advocate for your clients. Jacob's Vision Center for helping us see more clearly, not just through our lenses, but through your dedication to care. Kaufman's Funeral Home and Mortuary for handling life's most difficult moments with grace, compassion, and dignity. Your service is a comfort to so many. To each and every one of you, thank you for believing in us. This podcast thrives because of your generosity and your commitment to community. We're proud to have you as part of the family. Until next time, take care, stay connected, and as always, thank you for listening.
The Moco Four Horsemen would like to thank you for listening to From Corner to Corner. Be sure to go out and follow us on Twitter, on TikTok, on Facebook, Instagram, and even YouTube. Whatever podcast platform that you listen to us on, be sure to go out and give us a 5-star review. Thanks as always, and we look forward to seeing you next week.